Well, it's a very good afternoon and welcome back to the Banksy Stadium for another pre-match show ahead of this afternoon's kick-off against Newport County. It feels like an absolute eternity since Matt Taylor and his side last played a game here, because it was nearly 3 weeks ago when we took on Colchester United. It was a 3-0 win on that day for the Saddlers, and later on in the show we're going to take a look back at that win. To start us off with, though, I would like to say a massive thank you to everyone who's tuned in to us on our pre-match show in the first half of the season. I'd like to thank you again for your support throughout 2021, and here's to a very successful second half of the campaign in 2022. On behalf of everybody at the club, I'd like to say a very happy new year, and hopefully there won't be too many sore heads inside the Banksy Stadium today. We're going to be hearing from head coach Matt Taylor about what he's expecting from today's opponents, Newport County, as well as looking back to that 3-0 win against Colchester United. And I'm also going to be joined by my colleague Paul Joannou as we talk about those missed games over the Christmas period and as we look ahead to this afternoon's game. First up, we are going to take a look back at the last time the Saddlers were in action. So that was that 3-0 win over Colchester United, a game in which Otis Khan scored his first 2 goals for the club. We're now going to hear from head coach Matt Taylor about what he's expecting from today's game, and let's just say he's hoping for a quiet one, but 3 points coming the Saddlers' way.
You know, you mentioned that professionalism the lads have shown. I guess that's not just, you know, on the training field with yourselves. Is that also, you know, being around the place, and also when they go back home and perhaps over Christmas with their families, you know, have they had to sort of adjust their lives a little bit, you know, to try and keep everyone safe and, you know, ensure games do go ahead?
All I've asked them for, first and foremost, is to be sensible, to protect their families and to protect their loved ones. And, you know, with Christmas being the type of a period that it is in the year, that you will get together with older family members and maybe friends. And I think it's important and that the players behave correctly. And, you know, they have done. Every morning they turn up for training, they get tested here. And I've been really, really impressed with their professionalism, both on the training pitch, but also off of it, because I'm a firm believer that, yeah, we all want to see football being played, but it isn't the most important thing in life. And the most important thing is that the players got to spend their Christmas day with their loved ones, but they had to make sure they were sensible, because the last thing anyone would want is for any problems with any of their family members first and foremost. And then when they come back into the work environment, of course, they're extremely sensible. But I said it previously, the football club prior to me coming in and with COVID previously is extremely well set up. So there hasn't been a huge amount for the players to have to change in terms of their behaviours, other than wearing masks and being more sensible in and around the place, and making sure that that they spend probably less time here than I would like, but that's sensible, and we've got to be sensible in these times at the moment.
Absolutely. And obviously the opponent on Saturday is Newport. I think it's the first time we're going to face a team we've already faced this season. Are they going to be a different proposition to what we saw in September? Obviously, they've got a new manager in place now. Are you expecting something different to what we saw in September?
It will be different. The personnel will be similar. But when every new manager goes into a football club, there will be a slight change in style. Has there been that? I would say slightly, yeah. They've got players that are in form, players that are scoring goals, and they're in a healthy position in the league. So what he's done when he's got in there is obviously worked. So for us, we are, as per usual, extremely respectful of the opposition that we're facing, but understanding that for us to get a positive result, we've got to replicate the last performance that we put in at home. It seems an age ago now, of course, but it's given us an opportunity to work on a lot of things at the training ground. And as I say, it's been nice this week to prep towards a game, and training today was slightly different to that it has been recently, because it's more specific about the opposition in Newport. So yeah, it's going to be an extremely difficult game. I know, Paul, that I say that a lot, but I don't feel that there are any games in this league that you can target and say we're going to win. Of course, we understand that if we're going to get a result that we want, which is 3 points on Saturday, then we have to make sure that the levels that we hit against Colchester, we do that again against Newport.
And just finally, on paper, it looks like it's potentially could be a really entertaining game between two good teams in League Two, and I guess that's what all the fans will want after everything that's gone on in the last few weeks.
Yeah, I hope so. But as with everything, I sit in this chair with a slightly different attitude to that. I would rather it was done and we win than the fans and the neutral and everybody be happy. Of course, I feel that we have a clear identity and a clear style, and the players understand how they want to play. And I think that when they get it right, it's entertaining. It's entertaining because we take risks with the ball. It's entertaining because we ask the players to give everything, to give 100%. And that's the most important thing for me. I said it probably in the first 2 or 3 times that I spoke to you, that the team would reflect me as a person and would reflect me as a player, and would always go out and give 100%. And that's what we're seeing. And we most definitely will have to do that again on Saturday against Newport, coupled with hopefully a real desire to want to defend our goal and flip that on its head, a ruthless streak in front of theirs.
So that was head coach Matt Taylor talking about this afternoon's fixture against Newport. I'm now joined by Paul. To start with, Paul, I'm going to say Happy New Year to you. And we kick things off with a game, and it feels like an extremely long time since we last played here.
First of all, thank you, Tom. Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to all the Saddlers fans out there. Hope you enjoy the celebrations. And it feels like a lifetime since we actually had a football match, and we've got one today, thankfully. I'm really excited just that we've got a game. Really thankful and glad. Both camps, everything seems to be okay COVID-wise, and yeah, I'm just hoping we can get an afternoon's entertainment here at the Banksy Stadium. I think both teams will be up for it and raring to go, and just delighted to be back on the pitch. Yeah,
and I think you spoke to Matt earlier this week, and he said that it was down to the hard work and the determination of the players, and to stay safe at this moment in time and avoid anything happening in the Saddlers camp at the moment. And it seems, touch wood, that everything is okay in the Saddlers camp at the moment.
Yeah, he was speaking about how I think prior to his arrival that the club had done a lot of good work COVID-wise from last season, so it was very easy for them to sort of slip back into those protocols, and that's what they've done. He's praised the players for their professionalism and being sensible, not only when they're at the training ground, but also when they've been with their families. Obviously, it's been Christmas time as well, so people do spend time with their loved ones, and he was saying how everyone's sort of been sensible around that, and that's played a massive part. And full credit to everyone for their professionalism, and thankfully we have got a game to look forward to, and it's hopefully going to take place in a safe manner.
Yeah, and it's all credit to people like Jamie Nevin, who's our COVID officer, the likes of Dan Moore, the COO, you know, to put those protocols in place originally to make sure that whoever was here last year and whoever's come into it this season, Matt and Macca and everybody like that, that they know that how easy it is to just to go back into those protocols to make sure everything is safe for the Saddlers to return to action.
Yeah, exactly that, Tom. And you know, everyone at the football club's worked really hard, and you know, it's, again, Matt was saying itself, players and everyone at the club, we take this very seriously. It's a very serious matter, and the health and safety is always more important than football. It's the way it is. So just glad that, you know, the game can take place today in a safe manner, and I'm just hoping it's an entertaining game and we can all look forward and enjoy a football match, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah, and hopefully it will be an entertaining one. It was fairly entertaining when we visited Wales last time, albeit it was an unfortunate defeat for the Saddlers, with former captain James Clark scoring that winner. But the gap between games for the Saddlers, we're going all the way back to the 11th of December, a 3-0 win here for the Saddlers, but will that gap, you know, do you think it's going to stop that, you know, momentum for the Saddlers?
It was last year, wasn't it, that game? But yeah, so I think it's bang on 3 weeks, isn't it? So you know, it's quite a strange period to go without a game. 3 weeks. It's almost like coming back from the start of the new season, or almost. But I think, again, Matt Taylor said, you know, they've still been in training every day, so they've been sort of building up to that, albeit there've been times where they've been training with no game at the end of it, but there's also been times where they've been training thinking there's been a game, and then quite late on it's been called off. For example, Swindon, for example, I think Bradford, we found out, I think, just before Christmas, so there was probably a period where they were focusing on Bradford, and then obviously that one was lost as well. So I think the fact that they've been still training is okay. I think that have worked hard, they've kept the intensity up, but I guess you can't match that match day, you know, tempo. It's frustrating because the team were on a high after Colchester, and I think what you want is probably a game on the Tuesday and build that momentum and get some points on the board. But they've had a chance to regroup. I think in the weeks before that, a couple of weeks, I think it was Saturday, Tuesday, and there was no time on the training pitch. So I think Matt was probably hoping for a bit of time on the training pitch, and with Christmas coming up he wasn't going to get that. However, he has, so perhaps it's given more time to implement the philosophy, and hopefully we see fruits of that, and you know, things have been learned and things have been developed, and maybe we see evidence of that today, hopefully.
Yeah, and I think those of you who will have read Carl Rushworth's quotes on the official website, you know, he clearly states that the team are still in high spirits coming into this game. You know, the last game that they played was a 3-0 win at home. They'll be looking to just, you know, although the gap is there, keep that momentum going now, because we associate the Christmas period with being such a busy period in football, but they've had a really good amount of time now to, like you say, re-embed those philosophies that are here at the football club, and to work on those little details, and hopefully start the new year with a bang. That's
it, Tom, and I think it's the chance that you can actually work on improving while you were strong, and sometimes that can be forgotten, especially with so many games. When you're strong, there's no chance to go even better, and I think the Saddlers have had a chance to work on that, so you know, it could be in their favour. Again, I think no matter when your last game was, whether it was 3 days ago or 3 weeks ago, if you won, you are going to be on a high, and the last game was a win, and that's what will be on their minds, and they'll want to keep it that way, that's for sure. And there's a real determination in the squad, that's for sure.
Yeah, and hopefully the Saddlers can start the new year with a bang, with 3 points here at the Banksy Stadium. If you are coming to join us, let us know across our social media channels with any pictures you could feature in the next Saddlers Shout. And with one final thing to say, I will say it again, a happy new year to you all, and come on you Saddlers.